Welcome to Mr Multicultural. My name is Bobby A. Said. I'm the founder of the Emma Awards. We at Emma recognise multicultural excellence throughout our metropolitan environment and cosmopolitan communities. Since we started in 1997, I want to tell you about these exceptional individuals and their life story so we can better understand the world that shaped them and us. Before I go any further, please like, comment and subscribe to our channel to help build a better multicultural family, which promotes true equality regardless of your race, colour or religion. Let's go into the heart of this story that will hopefully inspire and even motivate you to overcome your own obstacles in life with one of our greatest Emma winners, Nelson Mandela. At the end, we will reveal those 5 things that made his story so unique in a multicultural world. Although Nelson Mandela was initially unable to receive his Emmas at the TV show, he visited London a few days later, especially to receive this honour from us. It's the first award he received since retiring as South Africa's first democratically elected president. And I had the pleasure to build a great friendship with him through our mutual multicultural philosophy. The title of Mr Multicultural came from ex-President Nelson Mandela during our conversation at this ceremony, as he understood what I was all about. Now here's Nelson Mandela receiving his Emma Awards, where he was kind enough to share some words of wisdom with us all.
There is a possibility that one day I might die. And when I reach the new world, I will have many pleasant, very fond memories. I have gone right round the world ever since I came out of jail. And I have had many enjoyable occasions. And the importance of these occasions is not judged by the number of people who turn up, but by the nature of the occasion. And therefore, this is a very important occasion, which has been indicated here already. And if ever I reach that new world, this occasion will be one of them, which will make me live for more than 100 years in that new world. I am very happy to be able to be here with you in London to receive the 2000 Emma Ethnic Multicultural Media Award. I must firstly apologize for not being able to have been present when the award was bestowed on me last month. And I would like to thank Doreen Lawrence for receiving the award on my behalf. I would also like to acknowledge here today those who were actively involved in making this award to me, but also to those present here for their contribution to our struggle for democracy and peace. Let me acknowledge our own Donald Woods and other patrons, as well as the team members of the Emma Award. I thank the judges and those who saw fit to bestow this award on me. I am sure that I can speak for all South Africans, black and white, that this award is recognition of their struggle for peace and democracy in our country. The Emma is a great initiative to bring together and to acknowledge publicly the professionalism, expertise, and contribution of the recipients. This award acknowledges that there are many young and old who have and will continue to make a great contribution to the ethnic and media mainstream in Britain. I would like to say to the patrons and people in Emma that they are doing a wonderful job of cementing solidarity with the people of South Africa. This solidarity has over many years brought the people of Britain and South Africa closer together. When we see Doreen Lawrence, we recognize our collective pain and our determination to stamp out racism wherever we find it. I thank you all once again for your support and solidarity with the people of South Africa. And on my own behalf, I thank you for this award. I hope that my receipt of this award will in a small way add value to the work that Emma is doing in promoting cultural diversity and cooperation. I wish you well in your endeavors to motivate marginalized groups to strive towards excellence and to occupy their rightful place in the mainstream media and in the world. I must also add that poverty is no bar to excellence. There are many people who are produced by the dirty and filthy society that we live in the present world, but we have, through their determination, excelled. And therefore, one of the inspirations I have derived from organizations like Emma is that any one of us can reach excellence, whatever his background. I thank you.
Nelson Mandela was born on the 18th of July 1918 in a village in Mzizo, Antala, part of South Africa's Eastern Cape. As a descendant from aristocratic heritage, his biological grandfather was the king of the Tembu people, whilst Nelson's father, Gadler Henry Mandela, was the tribal chief and royal councillor. Both of Nelson's parents were illiterate, and as were 2/3 of the world population between 1920 and 1930. But they were devout Christians, and Nelson attending a local Methodist school from the age of 7. He grew up with his 2 sisters and his mother, Nosakini Mandela, in the village of Kunu, where he tended to the herds as a cattle boy, with his father then coming to live with the family when he was 9. It was after moving to Kunu that Nelson's father fell ill from an undiagnosed disease and sadly passed away. Nelson later presumed the cause of his father's death was the result of lung disease. Nelson's mother took him to the great place known as the Palace before he was a teenager, where he was entrusted in the guardianship of Tembu's regent. While under the guardianship, he didn't see his mother again for many years, but admitted that his guardians treated him like their own son. Christianity became a significant part of his life, and he attended church services every Sunday. He was able to study English, history and geography at a Methodist school next to the Palace, and he would later attend the University of Fort Hare, which offered some of the best education available to black people in South Africa at the time. Nelson decided to follow a political path as a lawyer, further studying at the University of Witwatersrand, where he was the only black African student and faced severe forms of prejudice and racism from other pupils. His resilience to racial attacks such as this shows how strong Nelson's character was in overcoming discrimination through each chapter of his life. After moving to Johannesburg in 1941 at the age of 23, Nelson took up work at the Crown Mines and then shortly after as a clerk in a law firm, but continued to be subjective to the ongoing racial discrimination that plagued South Africa. He introduced himself to the anti-colonial and the African National Movement, joining African National Congress, the ANC, in 1943, co-founded its youth league just 1 year later. Founded in 1912, the ANC primary mission was to unite the African people together as one, to defend their rights and freedom. Is the oldest black political organisation in South Africa. Nelson maintained the attitude of confronting all forms of racial discrimination head-on, as he knew change was needed and he would help drive it by joining the cause. During this time, Nelson met nurse and ANC activist Evelyn Mace, who he would marry and have 4 children with. They raised 2 sons, Madiba Tembafield and Magatha, as well as 2 daughters, both called Makazwe. He later fathered 2 more children after meeting and marrying Winnie Madikizela in 1958, following his divorce from Evelyn. They raised Zinziswa Mandela and Zanali Mandela and remained together for 38 years. It was in 1948 when Nelson Mandela and members of the ANC would make it their life's work to fight for their freedom, as the apartheid nationalist government were voted into power. The Africans gave this name to all the white ruling Nationalist Party after they released the apartheid legislation, enforcing racial segregation across South Africa from 1948 until the early 1990s. The legislation was a blatant attempt to maintain a white supremacist ideology whilst further sacrificing the rights of the black population. Nelson gained a more influential role in the ANC after contributing to the 1952 Defence Campaign and the 1955 Congress of the People, both being anti-apartheid resistant campaigns. He was appointed president of the ANC Transvaal branch and was further elected as a national president of the Youth League. It was also in 1955 when the ANC and other organisations called upon people of all races to approve the Freedom Charter in Kliptown, calling for a multiracial South Africa with equal opportunities. As Nelson was one of the chief organisers of the gathering, however, the South African government banned him from attending the event as he became an increasing threat to the white-only authority. In 1956, numerous leaders involved within the formation of the Charter, including Nelson, were charged with high treason, an ordeal that would be carried out over 4.5 years, with the hope to keep these individuals out of the political sphere over that period of time. While racial tension were already increasing across South Africa, the ethnic population maintained methods of peaceful protest with the hope of change. However, in 1960, a peaceful crowd in Sharpeville was shot at by the police, resulting in 69 deaths and an uproar from the South African population and around the world for that matter. Martial law was declared by the nationalist government, banning all opposition to the regime through military control, with thousands being jailed in the process. It was clear to Nelson and other members of the ANC that peaceful negotiations had been exhausted, and it was no longer a viable option in freeing the black ethnic population of South Africa from this white apartheid regime's oppression. South Africa is a country of many races. There is room for all the various races in this country. There are many people who feel it is useless and futile for us to continue talking peace and non-violence against a government whose reply is only savage attack. Nelson Mandela was one of the most prominent symbols of the African resistance movement and was known in South Africa as the Black Pimpernel because of his many disguises he used to elude the police force. He helped form the militant group, the MKMVA, which in its full term translates to Spear of the Nation. He did this with the help of the ANC and the South African Communist Party, with both organisations now being illegal under the tyranny of the apartheid government. In 1962, Nelson was captured and charged with leaving the country illegally. However, the ANC comrades were also arrested, where more evidence was trumped up that tried to incriminate Nelson Mandela. This resulted with a potential death penalty for Nelson and 8 others involved, but by 1964, he was sentenced to life imprisonment. Now at the age of 45, Nelson was sent to Robben Island prison, where he was forced to carry out hard labour in a quarry and was physically and verbally abused by the white prison guards. Despite this, Nelson refused to be broken by the prison system. His status as a human rights activist even grew during this sentence, with many of his inmates looking to Nelson with admiration for his work. Whilst he remained in prison, the South African population continued to fight in the struggle, with the leaders of all races and spheres in the world uniting to promote awareness and support to the cause. Nelson was even able to utilize this time in prison by not only reaching out to the black community for support to the cause, but to individuals and political figures of all ethnic races through his letters. Through the 1980s, South Africa plunged into a chaos and violence due to the socio-economic breakdown, with the apartheid government clinging onto power desperately. After more than 40 years of legalized discrimination, apartheid was eventually dismantled in 1990. At the age of 71, Nelson Mandela was finally released from prison after 27 years, as the world rejoiced his freedom. Equal rights and opportunities were given to the South African population, and Nelson was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993 for his hard work, laying the foundation for a new democratic South Africa. The downfall of the white apartheid regime also came about from Lord Attenborough's film Cry Freedom in 1987, which highlights the racism in the country with the murder of Steve Biko. The film showcased Donald Wood's own journey of awareness of the regime's racism, and upon leaving the country after death threats, he lobbied Western governments on South Africa's evil regime. The film brought about Western public awareness to this noble cause. Nelson became an icon for humanitarian activism and universal leadership, being widely recognized for the impact he had made in the struggle for peace and freedom in South Africa. His tireless fighting brought about the first democratic general election, allowing for anyone to vote or be elected as president regardless of your race. Often referred to as the father of the nation, the people of South Africa believed in Nelson for his values, leadership and goodwill, and chose him to lead the country into the future. He was elected as president in 1994 and became the country's first black president, implementing a series of new policies seeking to improve the quality of your life and the facilities for South Africa's ethnic population. In 1995, Rugby World Cup was then hosted in South Africa following the end of apartheid. And with Nelson Mandela as president, he saw his team win the trophy as a new united South Africa, hence the nation being referred as the Rainbow Nation thereafter. Even after retiring as South Africa's president, Nelson Mandela was very much behind attracting the 2010 FIFA World Cup to South Africa, the first time this tournament was hosted in Africa, with a global viewership in the billions. This tournament was won by Spain and marked their first victory. After 5 years of creating a new system of life in South Africa, Nelson eventually left politics in 1999, but he continued to fight for humanitarian causes across the world. It was then in 2000 we at Emma wanted to thank Nelson Mandela and invited him to accept his Emma honour, which he gracefully did by flying over specially for this occasion. Over time, he used his influence to promote an array of positive causes and charities with the hope to make the world a better place. He became an advocate for social and human rights organisations, including the One Campaign and SOS Children Villages, seeking to battle the issues of extreme poverty and disease, particularly across Africa. In 1999, he formed the Nelson Mandela Foundation, using experience and knowledge to create strategic networks and partnerships in pursuit of social justice. Prior to this, he had also founded the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund in 1995, which initiates programs to empower and improve the well-being of children in South Africa. Nelson even donated a third of his salary throughout his term in office to fund the formation of this cause. His 46664 campaign was founded in 2002 with the aim to help raise global awareness of HIV, however known as AIDS, a crisis that is still ongoing as of 2021 globally. There was an estimated 38 million people living with HIV at the end of 2019, with more than 1 million adults and children dying from this disease every year in Africa alone. Nelson would further go on to help form the Elders in 2007, a group of leaders who have focused their efforts on promoting peace, justice, and human rights. Nelson Mandela was a true pioneer in shaping the multicultural world we all live in today, never losing faith in the pursuit of equal treatment and opportunity for people of all races around the world. We at Emma recognize his outstanding achievements in activism and promoting humanitarian causes, and regard him with the utmost admiration and respect for what he has achieved in his life. And I'm extremely grateful for his friendship. On the 5th of December 2013, Nelson sadly passed away at the age of 95 after suffering from a prolonged respiratory infection. His passing saddened the world, with countless individuals, communities, and institutions paying tribute to his life and achievements. However, his legacy and impact on the world will inspire generations to come, as it symbolizes what it means to be multicultural. These are the 5 things that made Nelson Mandela into the multicultural man we all remember today, and hopefully it will inspire or even motivate you to make a big difference in our world. Number 1. Nelson had to overcome prejudice through each chapter of his life. He was subject to racial discrimination during his time at University of Witwatersrand, where he was the only black student, but he knew change was coming and he would help to drive it, to end such senseless discrimination. Number 2. After joining the African National Congress in 1943, Nelson made it his life work to fight for freedom and equal opportunities for all races. He was appointed president of the ANC Transvaal branch and was further elected as a national president of the Youth League, awarded these positions for his campaigns against the all-white ruling South African government. Eventually became South Africa's first democratic president in 1994, making the end of the racist apartheid regime. Number 3. In 1962, Nelson was captured and charged with life imprisonment, but refused to be broken by the prison system. His status as a human rights activist grew to international acclaim during his sentence, and finally, after 27 years, he was released from prison following the collapse of the apartheid government. He went on to change South Africa forever, with the Rugby World Cup in 1995 and FIFA World Cup in 2010, both hosted in South Africa. This helped to coin the term the Rainbow Nation, which we all celebrate today. Number 4. He became an advocate for social and human rights organizations, including the One Campaign and SOS Children's Villages, seeking to battle issues of extreme poverty and disease, particularly across Africa. In 1999, he formed the Nelson Mandela Foundation and founded the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund in 1995. Nelson even donated a third of his salary throughout his term in office as South Africa's president to fund the formation of this cause. His 46664 campaign was founded in 2002 with the aim to help raise global awareness of HIV, otherwise known as AIDS. Number 5. Nelson Mandela was a true pioneer in shaping the multicultural world we all live in today, and he continued to pursue this through his later years. From presidency of South Africa in 1994 to forming the various charitable foundations, Nelson's legacy and impact on the world will inspire generations to come. He indeed helped to recognize the Emma initiative and, in doing so, gave birth to this Mr Multicultural channel to promote our multicultural values for a better world based on true equality and justice. We've only touched upon Nelson Mandela's unique history, and there's a lot more information out there for anyone to research and appreciate the difference he has made. And he's very much part of our multicultural family. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And if possible, please donate on Patreon, however little the amount, to support this channel's ongoing mission to better undertake multicultural campaigns. Please share this video, as we believe a person should be judged by their character, not by their race, colour or religion at Mr Multicultural. Please remember, it's what's inside that counts, a motto we've used at the Emmas. As you know, this symbolises Nelson Mandela in every sense of the word. And we now leave you with these last words from Nelson Mandela.
But there is a possibility that one day I might die. And when I reach the new world, I will have many pleasant, very fond memories. I have gone right round the world ever since I came out of jail. And I have had many enjoyable occasions. And the importance of these occasions is not judged by the number of people who turn up, but by the nature of the occasion. And therefore, this is a very important occasion, which has been indicated here already. And if ever I reach that new world, this occasion will be one of them, which will make me live for more than 100 years in that new world. On my own behalf, I thank you for this award. I hope that my receipt of this award will in a small way add value to the work that Emma is doing in promoting cultural diversity and cooperation. I wish you well in your endeavors to motivate marginalized groups to strive towards excellence and to occupy their rightful place in the mainstream media and in the world.